Hi, I'm Brooke. Welcome to my channel, The Cook Brooke. Today we're going to make one of my favorite recipes, a family favorite, air fryer chicken with garlic aioli. So air fryer chicken's great because it's a nice, healthy alternative to fried chicken. You're not putting any breading on it. It's going to be the natural chicken skin that crisps up in the air fryer. So to start, I'm just going to take my chicken, which I've already patted dry on the skin with some paper towels. The reason you want to pat it dry is to take out the moisture and it'll crisp more nicely. So the chicken prep is really easy. I'm just going to take whatever good olive oil you have and drizzle it over the top. Just a good amount here. And I'll rub that in so that it's covering the entire surface of the chicken skin. Okay, next I'm going to salt and pepper my chicken. This is to taste, but I will say that the chicken skin itself gets flavor. The chicken underneath doesn't have a lot, so you can use a little bit more than what you would think for salt and pepper. I just buy these salt and pepper cranks from Costco because I love them. So this is some sea salt, and I'm just going to do about 2 cranks per chicken thigh on the top. If they're big thighs, big bone-in skin-on thighs, then you can do a little bit more. And then I'm going to do the same with some coarse ground, fresh ground pepper. About 3 cranks per thigh, but again, you can eyeball it and do it to taste. This chicken is almost ready. I'm actually going to season the rest of it when it's in the air fryer. So I'm just going to set these in here evenly, skin side down first, and then season them the rest of the way. So you can do this with 4 or 5 bone-in skin-on thighs. The way I'm going to show you what this looks like before we season the other side here. Okay, so now I have my chicken thighs nice and evenly laid out in here. It's up to you if you want to use a little bit more olive oil. There's some already on my chicken stuck to the bottom, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper so it's on the other side of the chicken as well. Again, a couple cranks per thigh, and then the same with the pepper. Nice coat of pepper across there with my fresh ground pepper. My chicken's done and prepped and it's ready to go in my air fryer. So I'm going to set my air fryer for 45 minutes at 390 degrees Fahrenheit. After, I don't even worry about preheating it first, I just stick it in. After it's preheated and gone about 10 minutes, then I'm going to take the chicken and I'll flip it so the skin side is up, where we'll continue to cook it for another 35 minutes until it gets nice and crispy. My chicken has begun. Now I'm ready to get my garlic aioli. I actually have in this bowl a clove of garlic that's fresh and minced really fine. I'm going to be adding a ½ teaspoon of sea salt and about a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. Then 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon, depending on how lemony you like it. I like a little more lemon, so I'm going to go 3 tablespoons, but 2 would be enough lemon flavor. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I dissolve the garlic with the salt, lemon, and pepper. Obviously, you'll still see the garlic and the pepper, but we want to get that salt dissolved in the mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and take my ½ teaspoon of salt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I can always add more later. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but double the amount of pepper. And I want it fresh and coarse, so I'm going to do my 30 cranks. 30. That seems like a lot, but when you actually measure it, it's very little salt and pepper, so you're not overdoing it. So I have my salt, pepper, and garlic. I'm going to go ahead and add my lemon juice so that I can dissolve the salt into the mixture. So here's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to do the third, even though you really only need 2. I love lemon. This is fresh lemon. And just so you know, 3 tablespoons is just under a full lemon. 2 tablespoons is probably a ½ a lemon, freshly juiced. Okay, mix those up with my spoon. Great. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my mayonnaise. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of Brooke's mayonnaise, which is another recipe on my channel. I have created the perfect mayonnaise, very similar to store-bought, but it's made with avocado oil, so it's much healthier, and you use an immersion blender, so it only takes about 30 seconds. So you want 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. Normally I would measure this out for you, but I am so used to making this recipe, I'm gonna eyeball 1.5 cups. If you're like me and you tend to have a tough time measuring, you could do this, or go ahead and use a measuring cup to get your 1.5 cups. Okay, I've added my 1.5 cups of mayonnaise, or about that. I'm going to mix this up, and it'll be a little bit lumpy at first. I'm going to keep stirring it with my spoon. You could probably use a whisk too, but I usually just use a general spoon. And I want to just keep stirring until that lemon, garlic, salt, pepper mixture is mixed with the mayonnaise and smooth looking without the lumps in it. I'm just going to go ahead and taste for salt and pepper. Looks like we're about ready to turn our chicken here. Very good flavor. I can definitely taste the lemon. Sometimes, just depending on the mayonnaise you have, you may want to add a little bit more salt or pepper. Mine's perfect as is, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I'm going to stick this in my refrigerator. And since we've been at about 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and turn the chicken here in a couple of moments. I'm looking at my air fryer. We have 35 minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out now. I'm going to flip the chicken from skin side down to skin side up. So I have my counter protected here. You can see it's starting to brown a little bit. I have my tongs. I'm just going to take my chicken, same spot, flip it so the skin is up. These are ready to go back in. So we're going to stick them back in. They'll continue cooking for about 35 more minutes, at which point I'll use my thermometer to check the internal temperature. So we'll come back in 35 minutes. I'm going to do a little bit of kitchen cleanup and we'll see you then. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes since we flipped the chicken. I went ahead and turned off the air fryer, but just to be sure, we're going to take it out and actually take the temperature of this chicken, make sure the internal temperature has reached 175 degrees. And perfect, we are right at 175. So I'm going to take out this thermometer. This is beautiful, crispy brown chicken. I'm just going to take a piece out and show you how gorgeous this is. You can see the sides are crispy. It actually makes a crunch sound if you knock on it. So I'm going to put this on my plate. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm going to add a tiny bit of garlic aioli that I took back out of the fridge right before I turned off the air fryer. Just put a touch of that on. When I do this with broccoli and rice, I actually use quite a bit. My husband tells me that I'm a little too saucy. Now wait, let's cut into this and see how beautiful and crunchy it is. Ooh, I can hear the skin crunching. It's going to be very hot. You can let this sit too. Oh, it's just falling apart. If I let this go a little bit longer, just sitting and coming to room temperature, you can actually tear this right off the bone with your fingers. It's just lovely. I'm going to get a piece with some chicken. I definitely want a bite of that crispy skin. I'm going to blow on this because this is really warm. And then I'll dip it in my aioli here. And that is chicken that is Cook Brooke made. Ah!
Husband approved. Delicious.
Thanks, son. And that is air fryer chicken with garlic aioli. Hope you enjoy it. And again, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Share with your friends. Share my love of cooking. Thanks for cooking with the Cook Brooke.